Hi, today I'm at my garage, turned into kids' playground. This is where my kids and my brother's kids play, have fun, wrestle with each other. I'm here to give an update about my health. Last Friday I published a video from the hospital, sitting from my hospital room, trying to put a brave face, where I explained what was happening. For the past 48 hours I had been in hospital. I was taken there with strange symptoms. I started feeling certain numbness on my fingers, on this finger in particular. I felt pain here on my shoulder. I had a certain feeling of numbness as well, like ants crawling around my face. And most worrying, my tongue was half paralyzed. Now, none of the symptoms were in itself painful or incapacitating, except maybe what was going on with my tongue. Today I feel feeling better. I can speak better due to the medication that I've been receiving in the last few days, but suddenly half of my tongue became paralyzed. So I worried. I went to the hospital. I was taken in the emergency room. They did all kind of blood tests. They all came out okay. Because believe it or not, I'm actually quite healthy. I've never smoked, never drank, and I did sports most of my life, and even until today. But I'm already 50, and I'm a bit out of shape at the moment. But anyway, I was in hospital. I was fully tested. They saw initially nothing wrong, and then they did a CT scan. It was late in the evening. In that CT scan that they sent to the radiologist, they detected a mass on my brain, a mass at the base of my skull. And they wrote it was a hypotenuse area, 17.7 millimeters. They were very specific. And they suggested that I should be hospitalized immediately, waiting for an MR the following day. I cannot tell you how devastating it was, that diagnosis. And I'm putting it here on the video. It's on Spanish, but you can see it. It clearly says there's a mass on my cerebellum, 17.7 millimeters. Wow. So they put me in a room, they make me stay overnight, and they gave me medication to prepare me for the MR. Now, during this time, you start thinking, and you're waiting. You already have a diagnosis, so you have the time to reflect on it and to react. And I tell you, I felt sadness and I felt fear. Both feelings combined. Sadness and fear, first and foremost, for my kids. They are 5.5 years old. And I had them when I was 45 years old. But I felt that at 50, they were too young to grow up without a father. So while I was in hospital and while I was making that video, all these thoughts continuously about my kids, what is going to happen to them. They have a great mother, but they need me as a father. So all these thoughts about the future. I also thought about my partner, my family, my mother, my brother, my best friends. But it was my kids what kept me going and worrying. I also worried and felt devastated about us about this community, about Let's Adopt, about our animals, the animals that we currently have at the White House and at the Pink House, about the team, amazing people. What is going to happen to all of that? For the past few months, I have been analyzing and worrying about this organization, because even if we are extraordinary in many ways, we have a massive weakness as well, and it's that there's far too much responsibility focused on me. I don't do all the work, but I am the face that represents this organization. And because we are not very big, we're not very big yet, I hold a disproportionate importance in the life of this organization. So then suddenly you think that because of your tongue becomes paralyzed, then the whole rhythm has to change. And most importantly, because you have a mass in your brain, what's going to happen then? Is this thing going to terminate me really quickly? Is this going to be some aggressive form of cancer that I won't be able to battle? Is this thing going to be a slow, progressively developing one that will be more and more incapacitating? So I'm thinking all of this, and my kids, they're only 5.5 years old, and I can only think about my kids. So I stayed at the hospital, I recorded a video, and they made me wait still until the end of the day. And then I go into the MR. I don't know if you've ever had a brain MR, but you have to stay very still for half an hour while you have all these noises coming from left, right, from the top, and you can't move. And I tell you, wow, it was very claustrophobic. But the worst thing is that the continuous worry about my kids and my kids and my kids and my kids. You see, I have an agreement with their mother that they cannot be on camera, and they're never here on YouTube. But they are the center of my life, and I wish I could show them to you. But it's, being the world as it is and the internet as it is, and having so many haters, I have to keep them for myself. But they were the main worry in the last few days. So I do the MR, and they take me back to the room, and I try to put a brave face and wait and wait and wait for the radiologist to read it. And the night comes and they tell me that I have to remain in hospital. And what a night. I want to thank my girlfriend, because she was there with me and sleeping in the sofa and being very uncomfortable, and she gave me great support. But the worry. So the next day I woke up, give me a terrible breakfast, and they make me wait. And I wait. And I wait the whole day. Until about 7 o'clock in the evening, the neurologist comes and gives me the news. He says that I'm completely clear. There's nothing wrong with my brain. There's nothing wrong with my cerebellum. There is no 17.7 millimeter mass. It had just been what they call an artifact of the CT scan. Maybe the CT scan caught the shadow of one of the veins in my neck, and the radiologist misinterpreted it. So because of this guy made a mistake while looking at the screen, I was kept 3 days there in agony, wondering about the future of my family, this organization, the animals, everything. and reflecting about what we could have done differently and what can we do differently the moment I leave the hospital. So immediately it was a massive sense of relief. In a way, life was giving me a second chance. Many people have been commented here that I needed a miracle and that God will help me and all of that. And this is very comforting. But I'm not a believer. So I suddenly see that life is giving me a second chance, and I'm incredibly lucky because it's not like I've had a stroke or I've had a cancer and I'll recover and then I have the chance to start again. In a way, I'm lucky because I've gone through all these feelings in the last few days, feeling of emotions of sadness and fear, but without the need of actually being sick. So, final diagnosis is that I have something called tongue and neck syndrome, which is a neurological condition caused by a contraction, a misalignment in my over here, in my cervicals, my vertebra, and that this is going to be fixable through physiotherapy and some medication. I mean, the tongue works much better and I can speak much better, but I still feel pain and it's quite uncomfortable. But I'm not dying. Well, we're all dying. We don't know when it's gonna be the day, but it looks like my day is not gonna be anytime soon. It's not gonna be anytime soon. I want to thank so many of you that have left messages, send me direct messages, call me, WhatsApp me, send me SMSs. I mean, totally all the forms of communication have been used to reach out to me. I was in hospital, I couldn't answer. I picked a few calls, but it's been really difficult. But just looking at the statistics of the video, where, you think, well, either everybody wants me to get better, or everybody is just waiting to see when am I going to die. So, do you hear that?
Sí.
So no, I'm not dying. I'm gonna be here for a while longer. But as I said, in a way, this has given me the chance to reflect about what we could have done better, what I could have done better in my life, and in a way, this gives me a chance to rectify it and fix it. That's Rocky barking. You hear that? That's my life, kids and dogs. Rocky was operated the other day. Remember, he couldn't breathe, and he's barking like crazy. So, this is giving me a second chance. This is giving me the chance to fix some things. First, I'm gonna focus on my health. You see, when you have so much work and stress and responsibility and commitments to others, you tend to neglect it. Little by little, you don't realize, but suddenly, one day, you realize that you're 50, that you don't look as good as you looked, and you don't feel as good as you felt. And when you have 2 kids, and they are a bundle of energy, you realize that you can't keep up. And that's natural, that's life. But I wanna be able to keep up for a bit longer for them. They deserve a healthier father. I need to unload some responsibility and some stress, and that's really difficult when you're committed to a large community, when you're committed, this is a tongue thing, to a 1 video a day, when you have animals to take care of, and when you depend on everyone's goodwill and donations. but I'm gonna do my best to reduce the stress. And in a way, this also gives me the opportunity to fix and to solidify the strength of this organization. Look, we started from nothing, and over the years we have grown, we have done beautiful things, we have saved thousands of lives, we have changed the world for so many animals and so many families. But we're still very small when it comes to resources and security. So I'm sharing this with you here today, for this amazing community that for the last few days has worried so much about me. I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need your help to keep this organization going through the instability of me being sick, through the worries, through me fixing this dependency of the organization on me. I need your help to turn this into something super solid, stable, something that outlasts me. That's very important. That's a worry I always have. What's going to happen after I'm gone? I cannot live in fear of leaving all our animals and leaving all of this behind. And my kids, always my kids. So from today, I want you to look at our videos in a different way. I want you to know that there's a team here working to provide the best to our animals and to each one of our rescues. But I also want you to know that there is someone that is struggling with the responsibility, with the fear of continuity, and that is for the first time in his life seeing the limitations on his physical body. So in a way, this is I want you to know that this is always in my mind. So bearing this in mind, I'm gonna ask for your help, to help supporting this beautiful dream, to help supporting my work and this channel. Please, if you can, donate, help me continue saving lives. Join me on my support group on Patreon, and let's take advantage of this second chance that life is so generously giving us. Okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.